Hi, this is Ken at Rist Innovations. Today, let's talk about the most popular pocket hole joints. I'll cover edge joints, butt joints, edge banding joints, box joints, T-joints, and offset edge joints. So let's go ahead and get started. Edge joints are used when you want to join boards together to form a wider board, for instance, making a tabletop. To join the two pieces of wood together, you need to clamp them together so that you get a nice aligned joint. For things like tabletops and door joints, I use glue. The nice thing about pocket screws is they act as clamps, so in case you don't have enough clamps, the pocket screws act as a great clamp. Butt joints are used when you want to connect two pieces of wood 90 degrees from each other, for instance for a base frame of a cabinet or for a door. For butt joints, I use either this special clamp, or actually I prefer my assembly table with my clamps that fit my table. The screws have a square head, so most jigs come with a long square driver bit. And here's the finished base frame. For edge banding, you can use solid strips as edge banding to hide the edges of the plywood. The other option is to use this hot melt adhesive-backed thin veneer that can be ironed on to the edge of the plywood to hide the edges. 90-degree box joints are used when you're making cabinets, bookcases, etc. For a 90-degree box joint, I use this special clamp that at one end goes into the pocket hole and clamps the pieces together. Then I attach a screw to the other pocket and then remove the clamp. I also like to use my assembly table to build box joints for cabinets because I can use a variety of jigs and clamps to hold everything together. T-joints are used when you're going to need to join a shelf within a cabinet. I use these spacers to temporarily support the shelf so that when I add the pocket screws, the shelf will be perpendicular to the cabinet. Offset joints are used when you want to strengthen a length of wood by providing more support along the edge of that workpiece. You can either assemble a face frame together and then attach it as a unit to the cabinet, or you can attach the individual pieces of the face frame one at a time to the cabinet. In this case, I first attach the vertical pieces, which are called the stiles. Then I cut the horizontal pieces to length, which are called the rails. Now let's tie all the various pocket hole joints together by looking at this prototype cabinet. I use the box joint to be able to attach the bottoms and sides of the cabinet together. I use the T-joint to be able to attach the shelf to the walls of the cabinet. I use the edge banding of solid wood to the bottom edge of the cabinet. I also use the offset edge to attach this face frame to the cabinet. I use the edge joint to be able to make a top for the cabinet. And lastly, I used butt joints to attach the door together, and here's an example of why you want to be able to fill the pocket holes in case you're going to have those exposed in any part of your project, because again they're so ugly. So in this case I filled the holes and have painted over them. The pocket holes are ugly, so the key is to try to design your project so you won't see them. For things like doors, you have to find a way to hide the pocket holes, so there are three main ways that I have tested: pre-made plugs, dowels, and putty. If you're going to paint your project, then I think any of these three ways to plug or fill the holes will work just fine. It will be much harder to disguise these holes if you plan to stain your project. Please leave your comments below on anything I may have covered that you may have questions on. So you can see there's many different ways to use pocket hole joinery to assemble your various projects. So if you'd like to learn more about pocket hole joinery, I have another video, and that link is here. So thank you very much for watching.